Well, so Evan, my first question, I'm just going to go straight to the point because you posted on Instagram that this was going to be your last fight. So this is your retirement fight?
Yeah, this is my retirement fight for sure, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go back to, right before your fight, I remember you mentioned to John that your retirement was depending on really if you felt like there were no longer any what-ifs, right? If you had answered those. Do you feel you have answered those?
Yeah, I do. I really do. You know, it's one of those things where you can't really talk too much about retirement until you're 100% committed to it. So as far as the what-ifs, I got rid of those a long time ago. I know what I've accomplished, and I'm super proud of what I've accomplished in the sport. And you know, it's time. I'm excited to do some other things that I've already got going, and I got things in place. So it's not like I'm going to be going out on my own in the blind from now on. I got things lined up, and I'm excited to put 100% effort into those.
You mean I know you have your gyms and stuff, so that's what's going to be your focus from now on.
Gym will be one of them, yes. Yeah, gym will be one of them. I'll be there a lot more. I'm there a lot already, but I'll be there a lot more. But I have some other things in the fire that I'll be doing as well.
You mentioned, you know, you don't want to talk about it until you're really certain. When did that happen for you? Was there a specific moment where it just clicked?
Yes and no. Yeah, yes and no. You know, it's a long time coming. You know, so but you know, to tell you the truth, that's not really where my mind is at right now. I'll be able to give you guys much better answers on those after the fight. You know, I'm planning on coming in and talking to all the guys at Junkie, you know, after the fight. But right now my head is in the fight. You know, I'm not retired yet. You know, so I'm focusing on this fight, game plan, and getting ready to fight.
That's awesome. So it was going to be my next question, because sometimes like the fear when you go into a fight knowing that you're going to retire, it might be that you lose focus on your preparation. So you're telling me that that has not been the case. You're 100% focused.
No, 100% focused. I feel great. I'm in great shape. You know, I didn't leave any what-ifs on the table for preparation. I know I did my absolute best to get prepared and get ready for this fight, and I know when I go out Saturday, you know, I'll give it 100%, and that's it.
Let's talk about your opponent. So you're fighting Francisco Trinaldo. He's an interesting one, right? He kind of snuck up there. People didn't even see him coming. He got a bunch of wins. Had 2 losses recently, but no shame on losing to the guys that he lost to. So give me a little bit of a breakdown. Why do you think he was able to beat so many guys? What are his strongest suits, and where do you think what are the weaknesses that you can explore?
You know, I'm not really worried about him, to tell you the truth. You know, I've been in this game long enough that I know the best approach is to not worry about your opponent. So to be honest, I probably watched less than 5 minutes of video on him. You know, I'm going to go out and fight my fight. You know, he can do whatever he wants, and I'm going to do whatever I want and let it fall as it may. Yeah.
Do you have, you know, again, I'm going to have to go back to the retirement thing simply because it's like, it must be a little bit of a thought in the back of your head. Does it matter to you at all that to go out with a bang, to make this a statement, to make this like a huge type win, just to make sure that it's memorable, or no? Like you said, just going to go fight your fight and whatever happens, happens.
I'm going to go fight my fight. You know, I'm a professional at this. I've been doing it a long time, and I know if anything's in the back of your mind besides what you need to do, then you won't perform the way you need to. So I'm just going to, like I say all the time, I'm going to turn my mind off and go to work.
You have felt the Brazilian crowd before once. This kind of a bigger city, and people talk a lot about the Brazilian crowd. Does that factor in? Do you expect anything from the crowd here, any hostility?
No, I love the Brazilian crowd, to tell you the truth. You know, they get a lot of guff for like their chant and stuff like that, but it is what it is. I mean, if we do the same thing in American football, you know, we're chanting "It's all over" before the game even starts. So it's I love the fans here. They've always been very gracious to me. So I'm excited now.
And I just wanted to clarify something. There was a bit of an issue that you went to Twitter about recently. It seems like it was figured out because you tweeted about it right afterwards. So just wanted to make sure if that all has been cleared out with the UFC and everything's good now?
Yeah, everything's good. You know, moral of the story is closed mouths don't get fed. So if you're not the squeaky wheel, you don't get the oil. And I was squeaky and I got my oil, so I'm good.
Did that, though, for a guy who has been at this for so long, I mean, I think this your statement, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, is something that people have grown we know that's how it goes. But for you, who, you know, you've been at this for so long, you've been doing this for such a long time, and just following the whole trajectory of the sport, does it bother you at all that this is how things work, or, you know, it's just the way the game goes?
You know, to be honest, it's not the UFC. You know what I mean? We all know there's a lot of different things in place, different departments and stuff like that. So it was an oversight on their part. You know, it's not a big deal. I don't hold any grudge on it, but you know, like I said, you know, I didn't want it to affect me long term, and so I had to make it known, and it got taken care of. So that's it. I'm not mad about it at all. So.
And this could be an emotional occasion, but it seems that it's not, that you're taking it very pragmatically. How do you do that? I mean, how do you keep your emotions in check and just make sure that you're focused on the task at hand?
Trial and error, you know. I've had fights where I let my emotions get to me for different things, and I don't perform as well. So, you know, it's just mental preparation of knowing that you need to go in there kind of emotionless, you know, leading up to it. And the more practice you do, the better you are. So it's just another day for me, and nothing's going to change before or after. But, you know, I'm going to go have some fun on Saturday, and that's it.
Do you imagine how you're going to feel the next day? Okay, like, I'm no longer a fighter. Do you have any idea how that's going to feel like?
I'll be a fighter my whole life. I'm not worried about that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Evan. That was it.